Good morning and welcome to Smart Business Strategies. I'm Anna Wilds, the franchise economist, and today I have a very special guest, Jim Wallman with Scout and Molly's. Jim, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Anna. Really very excited to present Scout and Molly's as an opportunity. And we're only 21 days away from Christmas. So at the very least, I hope you can shop at some of these women's wear boutiques, fashion boutiques. We've got 22 of them in 15 states around the country, starting at about Connecticut down to Florida over to Texas. And yeah, so I was going to say, uh, to tell you a little bit more about what Scout and Molly's is, it's a distinctive choice in the 28 billion with a B dollar women's retail boutique industry. And by the way, the industry really has no dominant players. We don't have a Walmart or Target or a super big box competitor. So these are 1,000 to 1,200 square foot retail boutiques for attracting women who are typically age 35 to 55. And the women really like Scout and Molly's. They are drawn to it because Scout and Molly's has a unique selection of clothing, jewelry, accessories, not typically found through other channels. So this is about a unique shopping experience. The Scout and Molly's customer is a woman with mid to upper level incomes who enjoys being seen and complimented in an amazing outfit. And whether she's looking for that perfect pair of jeans or that dazzling dress for a special upcoming event, she really appreciates the very high level of personalized service provided by the stylists. That's what the employees are called at Scout and Molly's. So Scout and Molly's typically occupy just 1,000 to 1,200 square feet of Class A retail space in upscale lifestyle centers. Now, I don't know if you all have been to a specialty retailer mall lately, but retail is back, right? I had a chance to visit a couple of Scout Molly stores in Charlotte, for example, and it was on a Saturday, big retail day, right? And we were the group I was with. We were just amazed at the level of traffic at all these specialty retailers. So if you think, oh, COVID, nobody's shopping at retail anymore, you need to get out of the house and go check it out because that's what's really driving this business. Women want to get out. They want to go out to lunch with their friends. Just like food places, these women's wear boutiques really cluster with each other. And women like that because they can hit a few different places all at once. But the strength of this small square footage really has many benefits for people who own this as a business for themselves. So because of the small square footage, they fit right in next to Talbot's, Chico's, Loft, etc. And while those centers have a very high lease rates, what makes it more affordable is this smaller 1,000 to 1,200 square foot space.
Really amazing.
But that you all these other retailers really are drawing in all of that foot traffic. So what you're paying more in rent per square foot, you're more than saving on advertising because of just the sheer visibility of these centers, the foot traffic, and it really puts you next to that added style and flair of those retailers as well, because that's where it really fits in. But just outfitting the business initially, smaller square footage means less cost on furniture, fixtures, equipment, lighting, overhead, those kinds of things as well. But also ongoing. You got to heat the place, you got to cool the place. There's an electrical bill involved, so ongoing costs are much, much lower as well. And of course, everybody today in business, they're thinking, how am I going to attract employees, right? And because of this smaller footprint, we only need about 4 or 5 employees to get started, but they're really motivated. And I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's easier to
Yes.
recruit staff because fashions are fun. Fashions are ever changing, the colors, the styles, and that's what really keeps it engaging for the owners, but the customers and the staff as well. And lastly, that smaller space is really more intimate and personalized. So it's just really what the Scout and Molly's customer is looking for.
Well, Jim, thank you for that overview of Scout and Molly's. Now, help the audience understand what really differentiates Scout and Molly's among women's boutiques.
Well, I think the key thing really is that exceptional personalized service. That's, I've heard stories from franchise owners of Scout and Molly's where, I think about women going to get their hair done or their makeup done or lashes or nails, etc. And women have a tendency to talk very freely with the person at those kinds of businesses. And I found it interesting that the same kind of thing happens at Scout and Molly's, where a woman might come in just to get out of the house. Maybe she's had a tough day with her husband or whatever, and she's looking for a little retail therapy. And then this is really where these relationships build in. And I think that's really what makes it kind of fun. I think that the other thing too is that what they're doing is they're really tracking the customers' buying behaviors. No, the customers are opting in because they want this, but the key thing is that they're tracking opting in the customers. They're tracking what has she bought before, what size does she wear, what style, brand, color, etc. And they really collect all this information to be able to deliver that very, very personalized experience,
Mhm.
and that's all tracked really through the point of sale system.
That's, and then talk about how y'all use that in your automated marketing. That's really fascinating to me.
Yeah, I think we all get really tired of buying something online and then getting hammered by spam from that same company.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, ugh, right? Nobody likes that. So what Scott and Molly's does, I think that's really very different, is they're tying the point of sale system into transactional history. But when you have all of that personal data, again, customers willingly giving it,
Mhm.
what they're able to do with Scout and Molly's is to say, "Hey, this new designer in LA, Haley Bob or something, we just got inventory that's just landed here. Come on down and check it out. In fact, this sweater is in a size 8 or whatever it might be, a dress, something special." And women really like that because when they go to destination wedding or graduation party or evening cocktail party, or even just to the office, they don't want to be seen in something that someone else is wearing, right? So that's
That's
really the
right.
nature of coming in. And I think what this does is it makes it really exciting because um, this isn't mass merchandising, right? This is why Scout and
Mhm.
Molly's doesn't do online, and trying to compete with everybody else there on price point. In fact, the average ticket's about $145. But again, when I went in and visited a number of stores, I was wide-eyed because there are customers that come in that spend 500, 600, $900, and you don't need too many of those to have a great day or a great week or a great month of revenue in the business. And going back to the small square footage, to be able to do the top stores in the system are doing over $1 million a year in revenue. That's a lot of dollars per square foot. So
That
uh,
is. That's
that's
very
impressive to
impressive.
me because of my
It
background, and doing other retail businesses. The dollars per square foot's very, very impressive.
it is. Jim, share with the audience, what is the role of the owner? Walk us through that.
Well, I think this is a kind of business that attracts someone who wants to do it because they see that it's a fun business with the fashions changing, and fashions are interesting. They're fun, like I said before. And so we just need somebody that's got capital and transferable skills that wants to get into the business. They don't have to have retail background. And it's quite likely that they don't have women's wear buying experience, right?
Right.
So,
That's
you
correct.
know, so the I was impressed when I got a chance to meet the variety of executives at Scout and Molly's. Melissa, the VP of buying and merchandising, she's got like 3 decades of experience in women's wear buying, right? And so that's the benefit of, I think, of a franchise with this, is
Yeah.
that she's going to teach the franchisees, the business owners, how to buy. And of course, she's got the pleasure, the access to all of that point of sale information on what tops, what bottoms, what brands, what size, what color, all of the things that are working and selling. When women come in and peruse the inventory and they make a purchase, they're voting yes.
Yeah.
Right. And so you want to track those yes votes, what's moving and restocking in season while you still have that opportunity. And that's where she really helps the franchisees out, is to identify those hot sellers, because she's got access to that point of sale information. But again, in retail, there are going to be some items that are just slow sellers. It always happens. And of course, while you're in the season, there are 4 seasons at Scout and Molly's. While you're still in that fall season or spring season or whatever it might be, if you can identify those slower movers, right away, and this is where Melissa can also help, is to start making some markdowns, lowering that price to
Right.
get it moved out of the boutique. And then you can take that cash and put it into your hot sellers. And that's how you can do a lot more revenue and a lot more
Mhm.
profitability, is to really manage that inventory. So that's where I think franchisees really benefit.
All right, that's fantastic. Now, this show is called Smart Business Strategies. What is a smart business strategy that Scout and Molly's uses that you'd like to share with the audience?
Well, I think, with all of this embrace of technology, with all the services and support of, support staff from headquarters with literally decades of experience,
Mhm.
it's that embrace of technology, and it gives the system really gives you the tools to measure and then make data-based decisions. It's about that technology. It's about having those tools. And I've done restaurant and food franchises before, and I would always tell people, look, don't put food on the menu that you like. Put food on the menu that the customers are going to want to buy, right? And that's
Right.
this very same thing in this business, is to really see what are the customers buying, what do they like, but being able to forecast that in advance is very, very helpful. And so tracking and really gathering that personalized information is really what creates that great customer service. So that's why people are coming in. It's about that experience. I kind of liken it to, if you fly on a commercial airliner versus flying on a private jet, completely different experience, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I would liken the experience at Scout and Molly's. But it all starts with that technology and the training and the guidance of the franchisor, because most people haven't had construction build out experience, or finding and locating, negotiating a lease on a site, or being a women's wear buyer. All of those things come into play. So I think that's what makes it a smart decision, to answer your question.
All right. Well, thank you, Jim. And Jim, we are out of time. If someone wants to learn more about Scout and Molly's, someone who has as you said, a passion for fashion, what should they do?
Well, there's a dizzying array of opportunities out there. Of course, that's probably why you're looking at this podcast, right? To see those golden nuggets.
Right.
But you still need to be able to sort it all out. So I would highly recommend people go back to you. You've got 20 years of franchising experience, and really what you can do for your viewers is help them to sort things out, to gather enough information, to arm themselves with enough information to make a good, sound, informed decision. So Anna, they should go to you.
All right. Well, thank you, Jim. I appreciate you saying that. And Jim, I appreciate you being here. Audience, this is Jim Wallman with Scout and Molly's, a fantastic women's boutique. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, and I hope you all have happy holidays. 21 days to Christmas. Take
21
care.
days to Christmas. All right. And audience, thank you for being here. And I want you to come back next Wednesday at 11:30, where we're going to have a lucrative essential service with evergreen demand. You are not going to want to miss it. Make it a priority to be here. See you next week. I'm Anna Wilds, the franchise economist. Bye-bye.